Finally, some answers to a mystery at the University of Texas.
The headlines are startling. A baffling case of 100 missing brains blared a newspaper in England today, and it certainly was baffling until late this afternoon.
Because here's what happened. In the mid-1980s, the Austin State Hospital donated about 200 human brains in jars to the University of Texas. The hope was researchers could study the brains collected from patients at the state's lunatic asylum. But at some point, about 100 of the brains disappeared. No one knew what happened, or so we thought. KXAN's Chris Sadeghi picks up the story from there.
Human brains missing, a headline made for social media. After a new book raised questions about some unaccounted for brains, the University of Texas had some explaining to do. Help us separate fact from fiction.
Right.
Were the brains lost?
No. In this case, what happened a dozen years ago, so it took some time for us to sort of figure out on campus what had happened.
The truth is, despite the worldwide headlines, the university says their brains were never stolen and never lost. But they did do an investigation to find out what happened to the brains, since nobody seemed to know, at least not off the top of their head.
The brains were disposed of in about 2002 by environmental health and safety workers here on campus.
UT spokesperson Gary Susswine says after a day of investigating, they found out 40 to 60 jars, some containing more than one brain, were thrown away 12 years ago when professors decided they had no more scientific value. But then there's the word that Texas Tower shooter Charles Whitman's brain was in the collection. The one Whitman asked to be examined in a note he left behind before his attack. So, did they lose his mind?
Well, right now we have no evidence that Charles Whitman's brain was in the collection. It seems like it's one of those urban legends that sort of took on a life of its own.
A legend for brainiacs to ponder. From the UT campus, Chris Sadeghi, KXAN News.
UT says they will continue their investigation to see if any brains from their collection ended up at other institutions. Their current collection of 100 brains is kept in a secure location on campus and used for students to study.